Hey everyone, it is High here, bringing another video on Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle. In this video, we're going to be talking about the global advantage plus also a Bandai or a Akatsuki mistake. So with that, if you're new to my channel, like, subscribe, comment below, do all that good stuff, and always a shout out to DBZ Space and the Dokkan Wiki for info and images provided. So what am I talking about, right? How's this going to be an advantage and a mistake? Well, in a sense, for the player base, I think what's happening here on the 5-year anniversary on Global is going to give a nice advantage to a lot of players, but on the flip side, Akatsuki Bandai, I think might lose a big chunk of change when it comes to their profits, right? So what do I mean by that? Well, I'm talking about Rose, right? So we're talking about EZA Rose and LR Rose. That LR Rose is going to be dropping pretty soon, right around the corner. And the mistake that I'm really talking about, goes in line with the EZA Rose. Once again, great for the player base that we got this unit much earlier than the JP version of the game, about 4 months earlier, really, I think, to be exact. And getting this unit, causes the Rose, the EZA Rose, to be such a huge advantage for a lot of different teams, Realm of Gods, Patara, etc., etc. However, for Akatsuki and Bandai, for us to want to summon now for LR Rose, it's going to be difficult. It's already a luxury banner, being a LR banner in and of itself. It's a top legendary banner, so it does have 2 featured LRs on it. But when you think about these 2 units, right? We got Broly and you got LR Rose. You start thinking, boy, even if you're a whale or you're somewhat pay to play, you're gonna take a kind of a step back and saying, wait a minute, I already have EZA Rose. I might have them rainbowed already, and what's the value of me to pull LR Rose? Now, LR Rose is still a fantastic unit. We'll kind of compare the 2 here, and that's kind of be our discussion: is how much, one, is this an advantage for Global? I think it's a huge advantage, but is this going to be just a utter mistake by Akatsuki or Bandai for not holding out on the EZA of Rose, which I think would have been fine, right? We got EZA Vegito Blue much earlier, but there's really no unit that's going to kind of take its place in an upcoming banner, as far as we know, right? The Vegito Blue LR here, it's base form, not not blue, right? So yeah, let's take a look at both of the units and kind of examine who's better, right? Who's better, and there's pluses and minuses on both. So this is a little bit big here. I'm gonna make it a little bit smaller here, make this one a little bit bigger here. So there's advantages on both, and really depends on what you're going to use that unit for Rose for. Is it going to be damage dealing? Is it going to be helping you tank some things, give ki or attack to other members? Both have different responsibilities. So let's take a look at both, like I mentioned. So you have LR on the right hand side, which is the Rose on the right, and then you have the EZA Rose on the left hand side. And if you look at the leader skill here, by far, the LR Rose has a much better leader skill. It's Future Saga, Ki +4, HP and attack defense 130% across the board, with a secondary leader skill of Super Extreme N-type, Ki +4, HP and attack defense 100%. Versus the EZA, which is only extreme class, Ki +4, HP and attack defense 80%. So nowhere near the leader skill for LR Rose compared for the EZA Rose. Now, when it comes to super attack, it's kind of similar, but not, because I think a lot of players forget the SA multiplier on an EZA, right? So as long as you have an immense damage multiplier as an EZA is the highest multiplier in the game currently for a super attack. And let's go ahead and look at this here. Well, actually, let's go over the super attack in itself. So the LR has 2, right? But they both greatly raises defense for 1 turn and causes either colossal or mega colossal to the mega colossal damage to the enemy. So the EZA greatly raises defense, same thing, for 1 turn, and causes immense damage to the enemy, but also greatly lowers defense by 50% for 3 turns. Now, going back to this little chart here, immense EZA SA15 is 630% SA multiplier, versus a Mega Colossal, which is the highest you can get on LR Rose, which is 570%, but that's only on an 18 key, right? And not all the time that you can get 18 key, but on this unit you want to make sure you get as much key. We'll talk about LR Rosé's passive in a second, because it's really based on that, right? But anyway, immense damage is still much higher, way higher than Colossal, and then still much higher than Mega Colossal. So I think a lot of people forget that, how much of an advantage that is for an immense damage EZA unit, right? So I would say, leader skill initially goes to LR Rosé, and the super attack I would say goes to Rosé EZA. So passive skill, once again, this is your coin flip, depends on what you actually want to do with this unit here. And so you look at the passive skill on the EZA, it's plus 100% to attack, and then plus extreme class allies, key plus 3, attack 30%, so it's a support unit, with a plus 30% to defense with each attack received up to 180%. So I think in the long run, this unit absolutely does a lot better on the defense end. However, attack wise, you're only getting a max of 130%, or 100% with the 30% included on that, calculated a little bit differently. That 3 key though, that 3 key is huge for other allies, even though you really might not need it for some of the teams that it's on. It's still a nice luxury to have. Now on the passive skill on the LR, you look at attack and defense 66% right up front. So that is already a huge advantage to LR Rosé immediately, right? He doesn't have to take a hit to start receiving defense. So you got that 66% right off the bat. Now plus an additional 6% per key meter bar up to 120%. So this is one of the, I think it's the only unit that has the key meter as a design to increase your damage output, which is attack 6%. So you need what, 20 key to get to get to 120%. And that's a huge increase, right? Much bigger than Goku Black EZA or Rosé EZA gets on the other side. So on top of that, there's key plus 2 with each final blow delivered up to 6 key, and then recover 6% HP at the end of the turn in which attack was received. So once again, if you're looking for damage, man, LR Goku Black is way up there, right? He does an incredible amount of damage. However, defensively, he's nowhere near, I would say, as strong as the long game for EZA Rosé, right? 180%. Basically, what is that? What is that? 6 attacks, right? 6 attacks will get you your 180%, which you only get 66% here. Now you get the great really raises defense, but both units get the greatly raises defense for 50%. Now LR Rosé still does have an active skill, which is rages can be activated HP 66% or less from the 6th turn. So that's problematic there. At the 6th turn, that's a long time, and I would say if they just kept that 66%, having that option would be nice. But yeah, I would say attack goes to LR Rosé, no problem. Defense goes to EZA, and really depends on what you're looking for. So you're looking for a little bit more of a tank, EZA Rosé is good to go. If you're looking for damage dealing, you got LR Rosé all day long. So I'm gonna give this a coin, just kind of a tie in a sense, because I can't decide on the two. I would probably lean toward LR Rosé, but once again, it's all circumstantial, right? So so we'll just call it a tie just because. So the link skills are different, which is kind of surprising because they're the same name, right? The link skills on EZA Goku Black is, or EZA Rosé, is Super Saiyan, Fear and Faith, Nightmare, Prepare for Battle, Dismal Future, Big Bad Fossils, and Fierce Battle, which I think is a better universal link skills that kind of go with a lot of different units because it has Prepare for Battle. On the other side, on LR Rosé, you have Super Saiyan, Fear and Faith, Kamehameha, Dismal Future, Big Bad Bosses, Fierce Battle, Legendary Power. So that Prepare for Battle is, I think, a huge benefit there, versus Kamehameha, right? They both have Fear and Faith. Yes, the EZA doesn't have legendary power, but it's not JP yet. When it comes to JP, I would say LR Rosé will probably get additional benefit from that legendary power, but as of right now, it's not a huge deal. So I'm gonna give the link skills to EZA Rosé. All right. Now, categories on the other hand, it's gonna have to go to LR Rosé because it has 2 extra that the EZA Rosé does not have. So the EZA Rosé has Realm of Gods, Patara, Future Saga, Time Travelers, and Human Deeds. LR Rosé has all the same, except it adds Kamehameha and Exploding Rage. Once again, a little bit confusing, okay? I can understand with Kamehameha because the super attack isn't Kamehameha for EZA, but, you know, Exploding Rage, you know, yeah, it has an active skill for Exploding Rage, but I don't know, what part of this Rosé, where is it? I don't know. It's kind of a little bit confusing. I understand the choice because of the active skill and the super attack, but you know what? Why not add Exploding Rage onto the EZA Rosé? So it has to go to LR Rosé there. Now look at the stats. The stats are going to go with the LR all day long. However, you also want to take in consideration this way. How many people really rainbows LRs besides like the super whales like Nolar, Truth, those types of guys are out there, right? So the 25, 21, and 11.6 on defense is fantastic. But I would say a lot more people have the opportunity to Rainbow Rosé if they've played for some time. These are typically older units that are getting these Extreme Z Awakenings. So measuring that 18,000, 17,000, 11 to maybe the 55%, which is 22, 18, and 8.6, I think is more reasonable. So, but I'll still give it to LR Rosé when it comes to this. But once again, Rainbow for Rainbow, kind of not a fair battle. But anyway, so you look at like certain leader skills and super attacks, passive skills, things of that nature. They're closer than you probably might even think, and I think the value of LR Rosé really dramatically has changed because of the existence of EZA Rosé on the global version of the game, getting it just much earlier. JP was able to let LR Rosé shine for a bit, right? It's like there's no Rosé that's even close to this. Now you can say, well, EZA Rosé it's probably not overall better, but it's a good option, right? It's a good replacement if you don't pull LR Rosé. So now there is an opportunity to run both on the same team, right? There is an opportunity to do that. So if you run a Future Saga team, you can run both, and you can have fun with it. So is it valuable in that sense? Sure, but this team isn't really overly optimal due to the fact that the Future Saga leader skill for Rosé is only 130% versus your Future Trunks at 170. But just kind of know that there is an option here for Future Saga, just not very optimal, right? So so not being able to run both of these units on the same team, once again lowers that value when it comes to this unit here. So anyway, the question then is, do you summon? Even if you're pay to play, maybe wailing out on this top legendary banner. And once again, I can't tell you what to do with the money, but this might be the first banner, LR banner, that I might not go all the way on, even though I think Rosé is undoubtedly going to be one of my favorite LRs. And I've always said, whatever it takes. But there's kind of an excuse for it, right? There's kind of an excuse for it. So anyway, that's just kind of my thoughts on when it comes to just kind of really the breakdown here, and my thoughts on this player win for EZA Rosé, but a Bandai loss, I think, for the LR Rosé, because I think a lot of people aren't going to be summoning. Free-to-play players are not going to summon on this, right? This is a luxury banner. You can if you want to. Once again, I'm not stopping you guys, but $350 million celebration is right around the corner, and I think those units that they're going to be coming out in 350 they're normally pretty OP units. So so anyway, I think it's a player win for EZA Rosé coming out way early on the global version of the game, but ultimately a huge profit loss that Bandai and Akatsuki is going to suffer for actually doing this. So anyway, what are your thoughts? Are you going to be summoning on for Rosé? I am still, but like I said, I'll give pause. It's not like a 1000% that I want this unit now, because the usability of them has diminished a little bit. But still, anyway, with that, if you're new to my channel, like, subscribe, comment below, do all that good stuff. And yeah, thank you all for watching. Keep on Dokkaning. We'll catch you next time. Later.